今天的主题是最大化 5G 效能。我们会从3个方面来剖析。第一个部分，我们邀请到世德科技网络模拟解决方案的市场部经理 Neil Pan， 他会针对 5G NR Release Scale 做一个介绍，并介绍 Keysight 如何在这里提供相关的解决方案。第二部分，我们请到世德科技的 5G 专家 Rafa Kasia， 他会针对于我们新的一个产品叫做 Sentinel， 这个产品可以monitor 你的讯号传输的内容来做一个除错。最后一个部分，我们会讲到我们与晶片商的一个合作。我们邀请到我们世德科技大中华区无线方案工程部的总经理 Jeffrey Chen 来为各位介绍。接下来我们就进入第一段的内容，我们将时间交给 Neil
Pan。Hello everybody and welcome to this event. I'm Neil Payne, Marketing Manager for Keysight's 5G Network Emulation Solutions portfolio, and in this video we'll be looking at performance validation of 5G NR Release 16 devices. I hope you enjoy. Let's start by looking at the current state of 5G and plans for future updates. As with all cellular technologies, the standards that define them are constantly evolving to add enhancements and new features. 5G started with Release 15, whose standards were frozen in 2018 and with the first network deployments in 2019. To date, 166 operators in 69 countries have deployed 5G, and over 500 5G devices from 128 different vendors have been launched commercially. The next version of the 5G standards is Release 16. Keysight is currently working closely with the chipset vendors who are using our 5G network emulation solutions to develop their Release 16 modems, with mobile network deployments due to start at the end of 2021 or early 2022. Release 17 is currently under development by the 3GPP Standards Organization and will be frozen in 2022, which will trigger the development of chipsets starting around the end of 2022. The work plan for Release 18 is scheduled to be agreed by the end of 2021, with the development of specifications commencing in 2022 and completing around the end of 2023. Next, let's look at Release 16 in more detail. Release 15 was focused on delivering enhanced mobile broadband for smartphones and fixed wireless access devices to deliver higher data rates. Release 16 builds on the Release 15 EMBB foundation and introduces many improvements, including power savings, mobility and spectrum efficiency enhancements. However, Release 16 also adds a new set of features which will enable new verticals, including automotive, massive IoT, positioning, private networks, industrial IoT, broadcast, and satellite. These new verticals will in turn lead to the development of many new device types and form factors, and many more new use cases for 5G, as we'll see later. Here we can see some of the features that made up the Release 15 5G technology foundation for EMBB. The Release 16 features that enhance the EMBB foundation laid in Release 15, and the new features that are added to enable the expansion of 5G into new verticals. Let's look at some of these features in more detail. Release 16 introduces a number of enhancements aimed at making 5G NR more power efficient than LTE, thereby improving battery life. These include a wake-up signal on a low power control channel, enhanced cross-slot scheduling, low power mode groups with different DRX durations for each carrier, activation and deactivation of the secondary cell controlled by the primary cell, device-assisted power saving, for example specifying the DRX interval, the number of component carriers, or the maximum bandwidths to use, adaptive MIMO layer reduction, for example reducing from 4 to 2 layers to save power, and relaxation of RRM measurements when the device is in idle or inactive mode, has low mobility, or is not near the cell edge. The Release 16 enhancements for carrier aggregation and dual connectivity are aimed at improving reliability and performance and include dormant S cells, faster recovery in dual connectivity mode when the master cell link fails but the secondary cell link is still available, faster activation of secondary cells upon RRC connection resumption, uplink carrier aggregation switching, configuration, signaling and reporting procedures for early measurements, and cross-carrier scheduling and CSI triggers with different numerologies. Release 16 also delivers significant mobility enhancements to improve the performance and reliability of handovers, especially in high mobility use cases such as on trains and aeroplanes. These include a dual active protocol stack with concurrent source and target cell transmissions and reception, enabling 0-millisecond handovers, device-driven conditional handovers for single and dual connectivity modes and faster handover failure recovery, and early measurement and reporting for better cell selection. A number of MIMO enhancements are also included in Release 16 to improve reliability and performance. These include multiple transmission and reception points, which improves reliability by allowing devices to transmit and receive from multiple base stations. Enhanced beam management procedures such as secondary cell beam failure recovery and interference-aware beam selection. Improved uplink and downlink reference signals to reduce the peak-to-average power ratios and improve power efficiency. Support for Rank 4 MIMO and Type 2 CSI enhancements, and full power transmission from all device antennas. Some of the key enhancements in Release 16 are for URLLC, building on the Release 15 foundations with the goal of increasing reliability to 99.9999% and reducing latency to below 1 millisecond. Reliability is improved by enhancements such as multiple HARC-ACKs per slot with multiple HARC-ACK codebooks, blind repetitions and repetitions within the same slot, and new channel quality indicator tables optimized for ultra reliability. Latency enhancements include multiple bandwidth parts with mixed numerologies to support different services, downlink preemptive scheduling allowing EMBB allocations to be punctured to reduce latency, and short TTI with mini slots and short symbols. Release 16 also introduces positioning enhancements aimed at delivering a location accuracy of 3 meters indoors and 10 meters outdoors 80% of the time. The enhancements to enable this include a new positioning reference signal allowing the detection of more neighboring transmission points, and network-based positioning methods using single or multiple cells, such as time difference of arrival, angle of arrival and angle of departure, round-trip times, and enhanced cell ID. The new features and enhancements added in 5G Release 16 will enable a huge range of new device types and applications. These will include driverless cars, self-driving tractors, drones, robots and industrial automation, livestock monitors, crop monitors, emergency services communication units, tactile internet, remote surgery, augmented reality, video surveillance, and so many more besides these. 5G is a very complex technology, and Release 16 only adds to that complexity. All 5G devices therefore need to be thoroughly tested to ensure they'll work correctly with mobile networks and meet their performance targets. In the next video, we'll look at some of the challenges faced when testing 5G devices.
Hello. As we've seen, Release 16 brings a number of exciting enhancements and features to 5G that enable a range of new use cases and device types. However, these enhancements also pose a number of challenges to device manufacturers, including implementing and testing the complex technical requirements that are introduced in Release 16, being able to leverage and extend existing Release 15 test equipment assets, and obtaining early access to verified Release 16 test system capability to accelerate the launch of new Release 16 devices. The technical challenges posed by Release 16 include achieving data throughput rates beyond 10 gigabits per second, adding more component carriers and MIMO layers, reducing latency, and supporting higher frequency ranges. The UXM 5G, the world's most powerful and compact 5G network emulator, and the network emulation solutions based around it are poised to address these challenges and have already been tested with our close chipset collaboration partners and delivered a number of industry-first Release 16 achievements, which we'll see in the demonstration later. Keysight offers the industry's most comprehensive portfolio of 5G device test solutions, which are all easily extended to support Release 16 through software upgrades, allowing users to leverage existing Release 15 test equipment assets. The solutions portfolio covers the entire device development workflow, from early modem development through to device integration, acceptance, manufacturing, and deployment across all domains of testing. The solutions are based around a common modular hardware platform centered around the UXM 5G network emulator, which scales from benchtop R&D systems to full-rack device acceptance systems, allowing you to easily add the functionality required for testing. The solutions also utilize a common software platform, including common protocol stacks, measurement libraries, and licensing, along with common logging, automation, and troubleshooting tools. At the heart of the system is the Keysight UXM 5G network emulator, which supports 5G, 4G, 3G, cellular V2X, and cellular IoT technologies. Next, we have the common interface unit, which provides power, control, and the local oscillators to the remote radio heads on top of the chamber here. The remote radio heads up-convert the signals from the UXM 5G to the millimeter wave frequencies, which are then radiated over the air to the device under test in the chamber. In this system, we have a Keysight 2D MPAC, or multi-probe anechoic chamber, which is ideal for protocol or functional testing. Keysight's portfolio of OTA chambers also includes the F9650A compact antenna test range, which is ideal for RF testing and supports industry-leading quiet zone performance, and the F9660A 3D MPAC chamber, which is ideal for multi-beam performance and MIMO OTA testing, supporting up to 8 different angles of arrival. Running on this system, we have Keysight's S8701A protocol R&D toolset solution, which was used to achieve the industry's first 5G Release 16 data connection in February this year, in close collaboration with the world's leading 5G chipset vendor. Following this video, we'll be showcasing for the first time another Release 16 milestone that has been achieved through this same collaboration partnership. These milestone achievements enable device manufacturers to access Release 16 test system capability, which has already been verified against the same modems as used in their devices at the earliest opportunity, thereby accelerating the market launch of new Release 16 devices. Accelerate the launch of your Release 16 devices with Keysight's 5G network emulation solutions. Thank you for watching.
接下来我们进入第二段的内容。在这段内容 Rafa Kassir 会为我们介绍我们视哲科技新产品 Central 如何协助各位来出错。
Hi, welcome to this virtual 5G Innovations event. My name is Rafael Garcia and I am Keysight Wireless Analyzer Solutions Go-to-Market Lead. Today you will be watching a very interesting session where we will be providing one of the latest Keysight strategic acquisitions. First, I will provide a general overview of the Waveguard Wireless Analyzer toolset, and then my colleagues with the hardware description and demonstration. I hope that you enjoy it. Welcome to Sanjole, which is one of the latest Keysight acquisitions. With Sanjole, Keysight is delivering more value because we are going to complete our workflow solutions in 5G with a market leader company in technologies. With Sanjole, we are also going to strengthen our local support globally. Keysight has been leader in RF testing for a long time. And now, thanks to the acquisition of this company located in Hawaii, we are closing the gap that was missing, the protocol testing. Sanjole has 15 years expertise in wireless innovation and has deep engagement in wireless industry. These are the three topics that we will cover in this presentation. First, we will describe the challenges. Why do we need this solution? Then, we will provide an overall description of the solution itself, and we will end with some more information and details about it. Okay, let's start with the challenges. It is inevitable that we will encounter issues in different stages of the development and deployment of a 5G network. Either in the G Node B or the UE, we will find issues and we need to troubleshoot where is the root cause of those issues. And it is very important to be able to capture the traffic in both directions, from the UE and the base station. With WaveJudge, we're able to record and review the traffic between the base stations and the devices in a passive way, without interfering all these transmissions. With WaveJudge, we are able to find issues that most cannot see and stop the finger pointing. Really, our goal is to be the ultimate authority in wireless testing, due to this ability to be impartial, hence the WaveJudge name. Having the visibility into the interactions between the protocol and the physical layers is a very sophisticated and challenging area, and it's really due to the ever-changing state of the physical channel and the resulting control channel attempting to change how we communicate at the upper layers. And based on what's going on at the lower radio channel, we are really taking into account all the bad effects of our environment, like interference and fading. And the WaveJudge was designed around this reality. And to have the best physical layer testing views coupled with the upper layers protocol analysis in a tightly correlated presentation in order to really find those complexities. So the WaveJudge is the ultimate software-defined tester that has been architected in a compact and affordable design. And we have a graphical summary in this slide. We can see that we are capturing the traffic from both the G Node B and the UE without any interference, because this is a passive capture. And we are combining the buffer in the WaveJudge hardware and the PC processing power to do all the correlation and analysis from the data that we are getting from both the physical layer and the upper layers. When it comes to explaining why WaveJudge is really useful to Keysight customers, we can think of these three main reasons. First, thanks to WaveJudge, we can accelerate the time to market because, as we have been describing before, it can help to resolve complex interoperability issues that expand into multiple layers, and we can eliminate the multi-vendor discrepancies. In addition, WaveJudge is a future-proof architecture that is ready for release 15, and there is roadmap ahead for future releases. Second is the only independent physical layer and protocol analyzer. Sanjole has been proving this over 20 years, with a track record of the industry ecosystem leadership with advanced physical layer and protocol correlation and event triggers. We are following 3GPP official specifications, and thanks to this, we can stop the finger pointing and get the visibility into the real 5G stack of your modem or device. And finally, it's a great advantage for our UXM 5G existing customers because it has a really easy integration in those configurations, and we can import, decode, and troubleshoot UXM IQ captures. Like UXM, it covers FR1 and FR2, NSA and SA, release 15 and release 16. Okay, now let's take a look at the solution description. And the first thing that is important to mention is the wide range of the WaveJudge application areas. We have a huge number of users and use cases because with WaveJudge we can capture traffic and analyze in both directions, so we can focus on chipset and device makers, operators, or network equipment makers use cases. We can focus in different stages like development, IoT and performance, conformance, and even deployment. With the help of a block diagram of a mobile communications network and its components, the UE, the radio access network, and the core network, we can see where the Sanjole WaveJudge fits in the Keysight end-to-end 5G test portfolio. We can see that we can capture the signals between the UE and the radio access network from the RF point of view. Those RF captures will be decoded and analyzed in order to be able to decode also the upper layers. Now we are in the conditions to describe the WaveJudge as an over-the-air communications receiver with real-time protocol decoding and physical analysis. But it is also very important to remark that there is a software-only mode. That means that we can import captures directly into the graphical user interface and operate and troubleshoot without the requirement to connect it to the hardware. So basically, the WaveJudge is maximizing the test coverage according to our budget. And who are the potential customers of the WaveJudge? Well, as an undeniable leader in over-the-air communications analysis, network operators, network equipment makers, chipset and modems, and device makers globally will be able to take advantage of the capabilities of this solution. Okay, and now we will provide some more details of the WaveJudge. The main technologies supported by WaveJudge are 4G and 5G, but they are not the only ones. For example, we have Wi-Fi and we have Multifier. It is a scalable architecture, so we have a chassis that we can stack up to others, and there are different modules that we can select according to the requirements. It supports FR1 and FR2, a channel bandwidth up to 800 MHz, and different options for IQ storage. We could have RAM memory or long-hour capturing through SSD modules. Here we see a couple of examples. On the left, we have a single chassis with a combination of modules that we can test up to 6 GHz. And on the right, we can see a double chassis that allows us to support more carriers and MIMO layers. And also we have a couple of millimeter wave judge external components that will allow us to test up to millimeter wave frequencies. And with more level of details, we can see here an example of a connection for a sub-6 test topology with the capability to test 2 downlink and 1 uplink transmission using 3 modules, high bandwidth, and with the support of some splitters, look at how we can connect different elements. We can even connect a channel emulator and test a commercial device or commercial G-Node B. We can also connect the UE emulators or even network emulators like the UXM 5G. Likewise, and with the help of the millimeter wave judge external component that will provide the up conversion to millimeter wave, we have another test topology for high frequency testing. Again, we are getting in the middle of the communications passively without interfering and capturing the physical layer and analyzing and decoding, correlating with the upper layers. And we will finish this presentation with a couple of videos that will provide details of the different modules that are the components of the wave judge solution, and then a graphical user interface demonstration. So these slides, I will skip them very quickly, and I hope that you enjoy the next 2 sections.
Hello, my name is Jung-Hyun Park, and I'm wireless solution expert at Keysight. Today, we'll take a look at the WaveJudge wireless analyzer toolset component, and we'll do a demonstration of the analysis of the interaction between protocol and physical layers in wireless transmissions. This solution is trusted as undisputed source of truth to troubleshooting complex wireless systems. The WaveJudge Wireless Analyzer toolset features a modular chassis that enables you to customize your troubleshooting platform with a selection of modules that can be installed or removed as application requires. Let's take a look at them. The toolset is controlled by a laptop or desktop PC running the WaveJudge software that it is connected to the test network via Ethernet port. The IntelliJudge 2 provides control, routing, and connectivity. It also provides Ethernet connection to the control PC and SLIO connection to other chassis. Here is where real-time analysis is performed. The RxJudge features 4 independent and configurable 40 MHz receivers. All ports are truly synchronized and are sample and pace locked. The SynthJudge is paired with the RxJudge and can be configured as single or dual frequency card. So we can have 1x8 or 2x4 frequency distribution, and it covers 380 MHz to the 60 GHz. The RxJudge 2 digital IF features single channel module with 2.4 to 11 GHz center frequency and 800 MHz bandwidth. For higher frequencies, it can be connected to an external millimeter wave judge module. This module does not require any external synthesizer. The IntelliJudge 2 modules share dynamic RAM for short captures, while StoreJudge SSD storage modules store hours of IQ captures. This flexibility addresses your application requirement without breaking your budget. Okay, now that we learn about WaveJudge Wireless Analyzer component, let's perform a demo of its powerful user interface.
In the middle part of the WaveJudge GUI is the protocol decoding engine, and the right side is a layer 1 PHY layer analysis. You'll notice, first of all, that it is possible to control in the settings which protocol layer is displayed and which protocol layer is hidden. If you're interested to look at layer 1, transport blocks, I will turn on the transport block capability, and now we show all of the physical channels. We can also show DCIs, MIB, SIB, RLC, PDCP. All the protocol layers are available, and the WaveJudge will decode each one of those messages if you expose them. Okay, so as I turn each one on, you can see the window now is becoming flooded with a lot of different messages. And for each message, the WaveJudge will give you a lot of KPIs. Okay, we provide a lot of key performance indicators for each one of these messages. For example, each message will show you which UE is sending the message or which UE will receive the message, because we give you the RNTI and we also can show you the IMSI. Power for each message, signer, EVM, MCS values, et cetera, MIMO type. There's an awful lot of information that we display for each one of those messages. In addition to that, we will give the protocol decoding by double-clicking. The protocol list is actually connected to and correlated to the physical layer 1 analysis on the right side. So if you choose or click on one particular message, we will show you the characteristics of that one message on the right-hand side. So for example, the time domain power chart, the location of the message here, PUSCH, is here. I can use my toolbar at the top of the window to zoom in on that particular location. So it's really easy to find any protocol, any message, any physical channel. Easy to find that on the time domain power chart. Let me mention that on the right-hand side, we have a lot more than 4 analysis windows. You know, I show constellation, time domain power, spectral, but if you right-click, you'll notice that we have an awful lot more than 4.
Well, and as you could see in the presentation with the wireless analyzer solutions, Keysight is now in the position to enhance its portfolio for industry-leading 5G test solutions across the wireless ecosystem. Now Keysight is capable to offer capture, analysis, and troubleshooting solutions for chipset makers, device makers, modem, and radio access network customers. Thank you very much for watching.
接下来我们进入第3段的内容。在这段内容，我们会透过与 Jeffrey interview 的方式来讨论世德科技如何与晶片商合作，来加速 5G 毫米波的部署。在这段的内容之后呢，我们会有2段与晶片商合作的 demo video。
My name is Shaima, and I'm a Market Initiative Manager at Keysight Technology. Welcome, Jeffrey.
Hi, everyone.
So, Jeffrey, as with the transition from 4G to 5G, there are many uncertainties. What are the use cases where 5G performance enhancements will generate the most value and demand for the industry? And also, which applications will most benefit from 5G?
Well, at this moment, 5G is deployed mainly for enhanced mobile broadband, or we call this EMBB, like a 4K or 8K streaming, and augmented reality AR or virtual reality VR. However, with the readiness of the release 16, we are seeing more values with the features like ultra reliability, low latency, which will enable the mission-critical applications or autonomous car, industrial automation, and more applications. So this will make a smart city and a smart home more real. So I think this is the currently the most beneficial application for 5G.
And many 5G new radio deployments in urban environments will leverage the greater bandwidth available in 5G's frequency range 2 to effectively address broadband connectivity and connection density requirements. So, Jeffrey, what challenges does use of millimeter wave spectrum pose for chipset and device makers?
Okay. From the bright side, millimeter wave did bring wider bandwidth, smaller size of antenna possible, which makes the broadband connectivity on a lightweight device possible theoretically. However, it also brings in challenges in design of user equipment like a smartphone or CPE, which also bring in challenges in testing. So for frequency range 2, we call FR2 millimeter wave, engineers are actually struggling about how to qualify the signal and how to quantify the signal. Meanwhile, the behavior of frequency range 2 signal is totally different from what we are familiar in lower frequency range 1. So designers need to deal with all the different channel model effect and will try to turn into the real use case. Wider bandwidth, smaller size of antenna possible, which makes the broadband connectivity on a lightweight device possible theoretically. However, it also brings in challenges in design of user equipment like a smartphone or CPE, which also bring in challenges in testing. So for frequency range 2, we call FR2 millimeter wave, engineers are actually struggling about how to qualify the signal and how to quantify the signal. Meanwhile, the behavior of frequency range 2 signal is totally different from what we are familiar in lower frequency range 1. So designers need to deal with all the different channel model effect and will try to turn into the real use case in the field. And we think this will be very challenging for all the device and the chipset makers for 5G millimeter wave.
So Keysight has collaborated with chipset makers around the world to help them accelerate their 5G deployments. How do you think these partnerships benefit customers in the 5G era and beyond?
Okay. Actually, Keysight has a very long history in millimeter wave technologies and has been dealing with those challenges in the past. So all those experiences of Keysight can be further leveraged to the development of the FR2 test solutions and also to help the 3GPP develop the test methodologies. And also the 5G components, devices, all can benefit from all those experiences. So by collaborating with Keysight, customer making the 5G modem chipset actually can benefit from a comprehensive portfolio of solutions starting from design simulation, digital IQ testing, for baseband, RFIC, protocol validation, modem performance validation, etc. So once the reference design, UE, is ready, the user equipment, conformance test and the carrier acceptance test from Keysight can also enable those customers to have a real deployment with the mobile network operators and the infrastructure vendors. So chipset collaboration with Keysight can eliminate the risk to work with multiple vendors, while Keysight can be a one-stop shopping and help to resolve issues by using various kinds of tool sets during the workflow. I believe this is the most important advantage for Keysight to benefit all those customers.
Shortly after the release of R16 specifications, we know that MediaTek deployed Keysight 5G solutions to validate the first 5G modem with millimeter wave capabilities. How did Keysight help MediaTek with their challenges?
Yeah, this is a good question. So release 16 of 3GPP was a freeze by year 2020, last year, while all parties working on 5G started from the same time. So everybody is migrating from release 15 to release 16. So to help MediaTek, one of Keysight's important customers, to deploy the release 16 features to their 5G modem, Keysight started with a regularly alignment for the solution roadmap with MediaTek and make sure the Keysight solution can well address the priority of the MediaTek and also develop the related feature according to MediaTek's timing requirement. As Keysight collaborate with MediaTek from design simulation, as we just mentioned earlier, through 5G reference design development, Keysight can actually adopt the knowledge and the learning from various stages of the design workflow to reduce the risk during interoperability tests and also the development test and also the device acceptance test. With the experience in millimeter wave, we mentioned earlier that not regardless of the test methodologies, test approaches, and also the test concept, actually Keysight can contribute and share our perspectives from the standard bodies like 3GPP or CTIA, which also benefit MediaTek when they moving into frequency range 2 product development from the FR1.
So Jeffrey, during the collaboration between Keysight and MediaTek on the launch of the new modem, the M80 5G modem, which combines millimeter wave and sub-6 gigahertz 5G technologies onto a single chip to support ultra-fast data speeds, how did Keysight's 5G network emulation solutions help MediaTek meet the challenges of testing such a device and accelerate its time to market?
Yeah, as we discussed previously, enhanced mobile broadband is still the major area of 5G use cases. So to achieve a higher and higher data throughput is still the major work those 5G players want to do. MediaTek is trying to work on various kinds of techniques, includes a more complex carrier aggregation, dual connectivity scenarios to achieve a higher data throughput. To facilitate those complex test scenarios, various kinds of CA, MIMO, dual connectivity, Keysight 5G network emulation solution need to support all those test scenarios that the desire to test by MediaTek, while maintaining the best performance level to validate MediaTek M80 5G modem. So Keysight also need to well align the major mobile network operators in the world to prepare for potential test scenarios in advance and help MediaTek validate performance following the test requirement and the test methodologies approved by operator. Because finally, all those 5G modems will be embedded in the smartphone, in the CPE that deploy with the mobile network operators. So in this collaboration, Keysight successfully completed the validation of FR1 plus FR2 carrier aggregation, FR1 plus FR2 dual connectivities, and the ultra-safe features that was highly addressed by MediaTek, and all other release 16 and release 15 features. So this is actually a very successful collaboration with MediaTek.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you for your time, and thank you all for attending today's session. And now I invite you all to watch the video to learn more about the new MediaTek M80 5G and the collaboration between them and Keysight. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Introducing the new MediaTek 5G modem technologies for 2021. The MediaTek M80 combines 5G NR, sub-6 GHz, and millimeter wave connectivity technologies into a single chip, delivering the next generation of ultra-fast connectivity into a wide range of MediaTek products with the latest global cellular standards and specifications, and with the supreme power efficiency for the best battery life. Enjoy ultra-fast 5G speeds of over 7 gigabit per second. Teaming up with Ericsson and Far East Tone Telecommunications, our millimeter wave technologies have been rigorously tested and are realized on a commercial network. MediaTek is empowering a wide range of markets, at home, at work, and in your pocket. We are bringing the true 5G experience to power your everyday life.
Hello, today we are going to show you one of the new 5G NR features we are bringing up in Qualcomm Lab in collaboration between Keysight and Qualcomm. Let's go check it out. I'm in Qualcomm Building Q with Tony, one of our Keysight application engineers that works with Qualcomm in the 5G NR bring up. We have been working with Qualcomm since 2017 and achieved many great first-to-market milestones in this collaboration. So what makes this collaboration work?
I think the collaboration works is because both companies believe we're in a crucial partnership with each other. We both make sure that our technical roadmaps align so that we can bring our cutting-edge technologies together and commercialize them for the consumer.
What is the significance of this milestone?
Well, the enablement of NRDC allows us to achieve wireless data speeds of 10 gigabits per second. And that speed is faster than most wired broadband services.
We started 5G leveraging LTE EPC with non-standalone mode. And when 5G core is made available, standalone frequency range 1 service were deployed. Maximum data rate with FR1 reaches 2 gigabit per second, per component carrier. Maximum data rate with FR2 reaches 6 gigabit per second with 800 MHz aggregated bandwidth. Typically, LTE carrier aggregation and FR2 aggregation are used to drive up to 8 gigabit per second data throughput. The breakthrough of 10 gigabit per second and beyond is made possible with new radio dual connectivity, aggregating FR1 and FR2 with higher order modulation of 256 QAM, reaching 10 gigabit per second data throughput. Since the number of FR1 and FR2 component carrier can grow, data throughput rates beyond 10 gigabit per second are possible and in the pipeline. Here we are in the Qualcomm Collaboration Labs, where we have a Keysight UXM 5G test system and a Qualcomm X65 mobile test platform inside the 2D MPEG millimeter wave chamber. We also have Felix here with us today in the lab. Felix, can you describe what we have here?
Hey, it's we have a dual UXM 5G setup here, and we also have the S8701A protocol R&D toolset today for the NRDC functional bring-up test. Let's have a look inside the chamber.
We have a Qualcomm MTP that's placed on a stationary holder with direct line of sight to the millimeter wave antenna horns, which will transmit 8 FR to 100 MHz component carriers in the downlink with 256 QAM maximum modulation coding scheme, while receiving an uplink from the device. On the FR1 anchor side, we have a direct RF conducted connection to 4 antennas that gives us a 4x4 MIMO link.
Now let's bring up the call connection and look at the world's first 10 gigabit per second data transfer with NRDC. What you have just witnessed is the world's first 10 gigabit per second data transfer over a 5G NRDC connection. This is another key milestone in mobile broadband communications, achieved as a result of the close collaboration partnership between Keysight and Qualcomm. Thanks for watching.